Well, joining us as our guest on this segment of the show, a licensed professional counselor, since Michigan had an original licensing law back in 1990. In fact, spent 15 years as a professor of psychology, retired now from academics, former dean of business, and author of a book entitled Ready, Set, Change. We're going to talk a little bit about change with our guest, who, for many sports fans in the area, may realize that he is a member of the Kalamazoo College Athletic Hall of Fame for his exploits as a quarterback of the Hornets back during his college days. Dr. Larry Pfaff, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ken. How are you?
I'm doing well. I appreciate a chance to chat with you this morning on this very interesting subject. What inspired you to write Ready, Set, Change, your new book?
Well, it's been a sort of a career-long thing that the first 10 or so years of my career doing a lot of, some counseling, but a lot of work with corporate teaching executives how to be better executives. I was frustrated at how little people changed or how few people changed over time, and came across some research back in those days that changed how I did things, and have been doing that for a long time and have wanted to get this information out to the general public. It's known in academia, but it's not known to the general public about what it really takes to change your behavior.
You write about something called the knowing-doing gap. Can you explain that?
Yeah, what that is when we learn that we need to change, when it finally becomes clear to us that, I probably should do something different. We know what to do. There's a big gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it. That's what's behind the failure of the New Year's resolutions. You hear different numbers of maybe as high as in the 90%. Within weeks, people give up their New Year's resolutions because they know what to do. I mean, there used to be a meme online, sort of a humorous one, that if all it took was knowing what to do differently, we would all be perfectly in shape, self-actualized and perfect human beings, because we all know what we need to do. We just don't do it.
So why don't we do it?
But that's a good question. Part of it is that there's a series of stages that we go through before we really are truly ready to change. But part of the reason we don't do it, some of it is we don't know. So there's the first stage of change is going from what I call pre-contemplation, which is I don't know I have a problem, I'm unaware of it, to contemplation, which is I know I have a problem. And something in there has to happen where we learn what I call we get hard to deny data. We finally realize, there's something there I need to do. But just knowing that I need to do something isn't enough. Usually we're not ready. That's when we're at what's called the contemplation stage. And that is where we're weighing. I know I should do something, Ken, but I'm not sure I want to do it. I'm kind of comfortable where I am. My habits are formed. I really don't want to do it, and it's going to take work. But we jump into it anyway. And what happens is our friends give us what are I call action stage suggestions, which is, well, Larry, just go out and do this. Well, I'm not ready to do things yet. And then that usually leads to failure when we recycle back and we give up. So it's a complex problem, but it's not as complex as we think. And part of it is having patience and understanding those stages that we go through.
Dr. Larry Pfaff is our guest. He is a professional counselor and has authored a book called Ready, Set, Change. So we're ready for change. So what does that actually mean, to be ready for change?
Well, let me just go quickly through the 5 stages. There's pre-contemplation. I don't know I have a problem. I learn I have a problem, so then I start contemplating. That's where I'm weighing things. It's on one shoulder. I'm thinking, this is okay where I'm at, but no, I need to do something differently. After we go through that phase of contemplating and say, I really do need to change, then we need to do some preparation. That's mental preparation of what are the steps. Once we get those steps down, then we can start to do what I call action. Now I start to try those new things, try those new behaviors. I'm still not changed. I'm just trying them. They're uncomfortable. It's like learning to walk as a child. You're not ready yet. You're just kind of staggering. Then after you do that well enough, then you get to what's called maintenance. Now you've actually changed. It's a process that takes time, especially for areas that are complex, and that we've done for a long time, changing patterns over a long time. The mistake we make, like with friends, is, Ken comes to me and says, I think I might need to change. I say, well, Ken, let me tell you what to do. And I give you those action stage steps. you're not ready for that yet. You still need to think it through. You're still deciding whether you really want to. And we misapply. We like to jump to suggestions of this is all you need to do. And in fact, that's what a lot of programs are designed around. Do this 12-step program or this 12-week program and you will change. Just doing the program isn't it. It's a psychological process that we have to be committed to.
So don't intelligent and successful people also find themselves stuck in unhealthy patterns? Why don't they change?
Exactly the same thing. We get in these patterns. They're comfortable. Even though we may know they're not the best, they're habits. They're easy to perform. It's easier to do than to change. Changing takes conscious effort at the front end. No matter what the change is, it's sort of what I referred to. It's going back to being a child. It's learning to walk all over again. And that's uncomfortable. And we don't like to do uncomfortable things. So we get stuck in those habits very easily. Even intelligent people, it's not just, it does take some willpower, but it's about being psychologically committed to it, really ready to do it. And that takes time. It just takes time to do.
Dr. Pfaff is author of Ready, Set, Change, Why Knowing What to Do Isn't Enough. What do you hope readers of the book will take away from the book?
Let me tell you a funny story about the book. I had written the entire book, and I thought I was done. This was several months ago. And I reread the book, and I thought, this is terrible. It really needs to be rewritten because it was more of a lecture. So what I've done in the book is I tell several stories, and one is a story where I worked with 21 managers over a whole year. So they're true things that happened. And it helps people see that you can change. If you understand the process of change, you're more likely to change. And it's having patience. Knowing where you're at and having patience is the key part of it. And not, as I said, not rushing it. We tend to want to, it used to be the half hour, the 30-minute change, right? From TV shows were 30 minutes long. Now it's the 30-second TikTok video change. All I have to do are these three things and my life will be perfect. It's not that simple. It's understanding where you're at and that you're maybe not quite ready yet. You really need to be committed to it.
The book is called Ready, Set, Change. The author is Dr. Larry Pfaff. He's a licensed professional counselor and retired professor of psychology, and with us this morning on WKZO, sharing some, certainly food for thoughts as we wrap up this week and head into the weekend. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Well, thank you, Ken, for having me on. I appreciate it.